All right, hello everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to your restorative practice. Good idea to have a blanket today. You could also, if you don't have a blanket, for some reason, which is hard for me to imagine you not having a blanket, but if you don't, maybe grab a nice wide couch cushion instead. And if you do have a blanket, I'm going to show you how to fold it up. And then we're going to turn it into this long roll. So take your blanket into like a rectangle-like shape. You could also do a couple of towels together. And we're going to roll that up lengthwise. So it's going to be like a nice long Tootsie Roll. Okay, so here's one option for your blanket. And we're going to have our breathing exercise first, but I just want you to have that prop set up. If you're using a blanket, have it rolled up like that. Otherwise, go grab your nice wide couch cushion. And then get comfortable. You can stay seated. You can lay down on your back. I just want you to have full access to your lungs. I want your spine to be relaxed. So really it doesn't matter whether or not you're seated or you're laying down. We're just focusing on the breath. So get comfortable. Maybe close your eyes. If you're seated, you could start to shift forward and backward a few times and maybe side to side. And then find that comfortable place to rest in the center of the spine. If you're laying on your back, you can relax your shoulders down your back, slightly tilt your chin in towards your chest. Let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose together. And open your mouth, exhale. Try to soften the muscles of the neck, back of the throat, the jaw. Again, breathing in. Open mouth, exhale. And just a couple more rounds of breath like that, and I'll explain our pranayama Vritti, which means equal fluctuation of the breath. So all you're doing is taking the same amount of time to inhale as you exhale by counting them out. And I'll count us through a few rounds, and then you can try it on your own. So one more breath together, inhaling through the nose. This time out through the nose. Beginning Vritti in 1, 2, 3, 4, out 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4, out 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4, out 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4, out 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4, out 4, 3, 2, 1. Now try that on your own. Find your own natural count all the way up to 4 and match that to your exhale. So you can take longer to count. You can take less time to count. Try to match your inhale to your exhale breath. Let go of that Vritti breathing. You can come back to it at any point in time throughout your practice. Once we get into our first shape, I highly recommend practicing that throughout your longer holds. We're going to work with the range of motion in the shoulders, and residually that is going to cause a bit of a back bend. But I just want you to keep in mind that what the aim is, or the goal is in this first shape, is the range of motion in your shoulders to stretch your arms overhead. So you might even try that now, stretching the arms overhead. And see where you feel kind of pinchy in the neck and the shoulders. And that's going to give you some cues as to what kind of props you're going to need. So if it feels really pinchy and restricted as you stretch your arms overhead, what I want you to have above your mat, where your arms are going to be, is an extra prop for the forearms and the backs of the hands to rest on. Now, like I said, you can either use this blanket roll, you can also make a bigger back bend and use a couch cushion underneath the shoulder blades. The target area to lay down on is the tip of your shoulder blade. So it's like right where your armpit, a few inches below your armpit. Not much though. Okay, and so take a few moments here to lay down. I feel like when I have a shirt like this, my mic gets all messed up. So I'm just going to hold it for a minute. Lay down on your back. Get that prop, whatever you're using, situated underneath your shoulder blades, and then stretch your arms all the way overhead. And notice if there's a lot of space in between the floor and the forearms and the backs of the hands, or like you have to keep your elbows bent. In that case, you'd want to slide pillows, blankets, anything you've got underneath the back of the hands and the forearms. Okay. And so again, if you're using the couch cushion underneath your upper back instead of a blanket roll, that's going to put you into much bigger of a back bend, but still let the focus be on the extension of the arms overhead. It's going to help you with range of motion in your shoulders, okay? So we're going to be here for about 3 minutes. If you're making any minor adjustments, eventually settle into stillness. That's our goal. And I will set us a timer. And then maybe once you're settled in, return to that Sama Vritti breathing. You can inhale. See how long it takes you to inhale. You can drag out those 4 counts. You can add up to 5 or 6 or 7 counts even, but try to match that to your exhale exactly, same amount of counting. We have about 1 more minute here, and just try to stay with your breath. Try to continue to relax in your whole body, especially your shoulders. Soften your elbows. Relax your hands. Slow, deep belly breaths. Let's take our last breath here. Don't rush it. Nice deep breath in. Nice long breath out. And then nice and slow, reach your hands up towards the ceiling. You can roll out the wrists. And maybe give your arms a shake. And we're just going to take the arms out to a big, wide capital T shape here for a moment. Let's take 3 breaths. So all you're doing is, instead of arms reaching overhead, turn the palms to face up towards the ceiling and reach your arms out wide to the sides. Make a big capital T shape. 3 breaths there. All right, so now you can either roll off to a side or make your way to a brief upright seat. We're just going to switch out the orientation of our prop that's underneath our shoulder blades. Now it's going to go down the length of the spine. And again, just like with the option to have a couch cushion or blanket roll, you can have the same option here. So I'm going to continue using my blanket roll. The idea here is the spine rests along this ridge of blanket, and then shoulder blades kind of just melt over the edges, eventually relaxing down onto the mat. If you are taking that couch cushion underneath the spine, make sure that you're able to, we're going to take that capital T shape with the arms. So we're working on now the pectoralis major and minor, stretching across the front of the chest and the shoulder heads. So I want you to be able to get wide and relaxed in your arms and feel a stretch across your chest. That's the goal. Instead of working on that overhead extension with the arms are going to go out wide. So we're shifting our focus now. And then just one more little note. You want your pelvis on the mat, not on your prop. So again, you're in a little bit of a back bend when you lay down. Make those little minor adjustments. Pelvis is on the surface of the mat. You might have a slight lift in your low back, rib cage, shoulder blades. Go ahead and start to stretch those arms out wide. Maybe the palms are facing the ceiling. You can play with even the rotation of the hands, palms down and up a few times. See what gives you the most feedback in terms of stretch sensation across the front of the chest and the head of the shoulder. I'll take 3 minutes here as well. Feel free to come back to your Vritti breathing. And for those of you that want to add on with legs, a little bit of external rotation could be happening here. Soles of the feet can come together, knees can go wide out to the sides. If that's too much on the hips, again, the focus is on the front of the chest and the shoulder heads. That's our focus for the next few weeks. So let the hips be kind of secondary. It's there if you want it, but definitely not required. Let's take one more breath where we are. And then again, you can reach your arms up towards the ceiling, maybe circle out the wrists, maybe give the arms a little shake. If you did bend the knees out to the sides really slowly, careful with that. Let your knees come back together, plant your feet wide on your mat, let your knees knock in towards each other, just a little bit of a counter rotation for the hips. Take about 3 breaths, shake out the arms, relax the hips. All right, so we're going to move our props out of the way from underneath the body. And then you're going to want to bring a prop down, maybe. Well, you don't have to. This is optional. We're going to come into a twist. I'm going to give you a few different optional variations. So I always like to have props near the lower half of my mat where my hip begins and my feet ends, just in case my feet or knees or outer edge of the thigh need something to relax onto. So we'll take figure 4 first. Lay down on your back. I'm going to set up figure 4 for the right hip. Bending the right knee, place the right ankle on top of that left thigh and give it a little rock side to side. Shoulder blades back of your head, flat on the mat. So rocking that side to side, it's like you're rolling to the inner and outer edge of your left foot a few times. And then we're going to take figure 4 into a twist. So I always like to bump my hips off to the right side a little bit. I heel toe my left foot off to the right side, and then I tip my figure 4 over to the left. So I'm on the outer edge of my left hip. Sole of my right foot is planted. Right knee is pointing up towards the ceiling. That's option number 1 in your twist. Option number 2, if you want to intensify this, you can take twisted root. That's like you're sitting cross-legged in a chair, so your right thigh wraps all the way on top of your left thigh. Your knees are still pointed off to the left. You're still on your left hip. You're just wrapping those legs up a little bit tighter, but I want you to prioritize chest open towards the ceiling, right shoulder in contact with something solid, floor if you need to add a pillow underneath that right shoulder, and then go ahead and spread your arms out wide here, and we'll settle in for 3 minutes. just a reminder, it's always okay to, if you've intensified something, like for example, in this case, if you came into twisted root and that's too much on the hips, unwind it, come back to your figure four twist. And likewise, if you're finding that figure four is feeling kind of like a nothing sensation, number one, that's absolutely okay. It's okay to not have sensation in a shape. This practice is also very much about just down regulation, nervous system trigger for parasympathetic nervous system. And sometimes it doesn't attach to any particular sensation except for being calm, relaxing the breath, and resting the body. So let's take one more breath here. And then nice and slow, you'll start to unwind. Come back to the center of the mat. Maybe take a moment to stretch out through the legs. You could reach the arms up and overhead. Take a nice big full breath in. And we'll start to sit up our second side. We'll bend the knees, left ankle on top of the right thigh towards the knee. Rock that side to side a few times before you come into your twist. So try not to be in a hurry with the hips. They are such big movers for our bodies. They do so much for us. And the tissue around the hips are really, really dense. So it takes a while for those tissues to, especially if they're tight and sticky, to respond to stretch. All right, so come back to the sole of that right foot. Maybe you bump your hips off to the left a few inches, heel toe that right foot off to the left a few inches, and then tip your figure four off to the right side. So you're all the way onto the outer right leg, right hip. Sole of the left foot might plant. Again, you can use props underneath that left foot and outer right leg. You could stay here. You could come into twisted root if that feels like something you want to explore, but give yourself permission to back out at any point in time. We have 3 minutes here. And so you're about halfway through your hold if you're wanting to intensify or if you're needing to back out a little bit. A reminder to gently check in with your breath. Maybe you restart some of Vritti if you've let that go. Last breath here. Start to slowly unwind. You come back through center. Take your time with that. Maybe take a moment to stretch out through the body. You could also take some happy baby or just hug your knees into your chest, rock a little bit side to side. We're going to explore some final little movements before we set up for our last shape, Shavasana. Whatever you're doing, take about 3 more breaths. If you're ready to start to set up for your final rest, you can gather your props, maybe slide something underneath the backs of the knees. You could add extra weight to the belly, which is typically pretty soothing for the nervous system. Just try to get as comfortable as you can, as supported as you can. And start to settle in, relaxing shoulder blades down the back. Slightly tilt your chin in towards your chest. Find a comfortable position to rest the arms. Maybe allow the eyes to close if you haven't tried that already. Let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Imagine letting it all go, letting it all rest here. Shavasana. Begin to deepen your breath. A gentle movement back to fingertips and toes. Feel free to close your practice here in your current position. If you're lying down, feel free to stay. If you'd like to come to an upright seat and join me, begin to make your way there nice and slow. We'll take 3 rounds of some of Vritti breathing to close out our practice. And I will lead us through that with our counting. So just take a nice normal breath in. Nice long breath out. We'll begin Vritti in 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go of Vritti. Return to a normal breath. Joining your hands together at your heart, bowing your chin into your chest. Take a moment to offer reverence and gratitude to the practice, to all of our teachers, past, present, future, to the teacher within your own heart. Namaste, yogis.